Third series of the day, Sandrock Gaming versus Revolution. Revolution struggling in the group a little bit. They just got swept by Mythical, who I was pretty impressed with against SRG in the first match of the day. But Sandrock don't want to take this lightly because Revolution have already reverse swept 25 esports today. They will not go down without a fight. And these are players that, if you followed them in the region, you'll be pretty familiar with. LGGs and Mizixi. And I call him Hatem, but apparently that's not the right way to say. Sorry, I think we got game signed now. I think we missed it at the start there, but it should be back. Yeah, how do we say him? Is it Hatem or Hatem? Hatem. You're gonna hate him if he keeps scoring, and you're an SRG fan. Am I right? Hatem. 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 So many different ways you can say this. Hatem. I'm gonna keep saying Hatem. That's what I've always said. I think it's right. I think it's Hatem. Is it Hatem or Hatem? Type 1 of it's Hatem, type 2 of it's Hatem. Where's the emphasis? First one? Hatem. Okay, Hatem. Well, it was Hatem who opened the scoring. Thank you for helping me out with that one, chat. How do the media casters pronounce LGGs? Like, to me, whenever I see that, I just see GGs, good games. Like, he's just like, good games plus L, you know? He should do that on the timeline. Whenever somebody tries to ratio him, he should just be like L plus GGs. L plus GGs plus ratio. Plus you fell off. That's what you should say at the end of the match. Like, see if they beat Sandrock. Sandrock are all typing GGs in chat. You should just say L plus GGs plus ratio plus you fell off plus good luck in the tiebreaker. It looks like Ahmad's going to equalize here in slow motion. Not a lot of power needed in that flick. Lovely little mind game there on Hatem, and LGD's flying right by. Say it slowly. Hatem, like this. Hatem. Hatem. Is it Hatem or Hatem? I'm getting mixed messages from Twitch chat. Yeah, I think Sandrock should be able to get this one in the bag. The way that Revolution are posturing right now is not ideal. They're not challenging early enough on the Sandrock midfield. Let's see if they continue to back off. Like, I don't like this at all. This is far too much space to give to Ahmad. You need to challenge this man or he's just going to score. Like, somebody has to challenge Ahmad now. Or now. Or now. Definitely not now. You have to get a challenge in a bit sooner than that. We can see it coming. We're watching from the defensive POV, and I did not like what I was seeing. I'm like, yeah, this is not how you play SRG. This is not how you play any top tier team that have got solo players that can just score against you. You have to throw a challenge in. Looking a bit like NA Rocket League there, but the back off. Just a, you know, no pressure, drive to the back corner, shadowing. You know, we don't want to look like NA, but we want to look like Mina. As TRK puts in the third. So far Sandrock have scored in the bottom right, top left, no, bottom left. Top right corner, the only corner of the net that they've yet to score in this game. That should be the challenge from here on. Hatem. Is it Hatem then? Like, more of the emphasis on the ah. Yes, Hatem. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, chat. But also, I was informed that the H is the same H from Ahmad, so it should be Hatem, I guess, or something. I don't know how to do that. Like, how do you do the H from Ahmad in the middle of the word, or at the start of the word? I mean, that's really, really difficult. I'm not going to be able to do that while casting. I can maybe do it while talking, but casting is a different ballgame. Much harder. It's good to know though. I don't usually try and do the Arabic pronunciations of H when I'm casting though, because when I co-cast or whenever I cast with another English-speaking caster, I wouldn't do that and then have a different pronunciation from them. I'd want to keep it consistent, or else it just looks like I'm trying to make them look bad, you know. I don't flex the fact that I actually do have the ability to say Khaled, because that's easy for me. We have that in Scottish Gaelic, but they don't have that in English, so it's very, very difficult to say that guttural sound. Did any of you guys actually watch the Revolution Mythical series? Was it just Mythical playing really well? I was impressed by Mythical, even though they got swept by Sandrock. I like the way that they were playing. They were challenging early. They were, they were playing their boost pretty efficiently. They were threatening in offense with the solo plays, the passive plays. They looked like a pretty well-rounded team, and they were able to sweep Revolution in their second match of the day. So I think that Mythical are going to finish second in this group. To be honest, I think they're going to beat 25 Esports as well if they keep playing the way they did. This Revolution team have been a team to make some pretty deep runs, pretty deep runs, I could say, in the RLCS regionals so far. Remember, it's top right corner. That's the only corner that Sandrock have scored in. That's what we're looking out for here to finish off your bingo card of the day. Well, bingo card for game 1, I suppose. It's a better ending to the game here, though, from Revolution. Still within touching distance. Yeah, the midfield pressure just not quite there. They need to try and challenge a bit sooner. Just like I was saying earlier, they can't give this much room for SRG. If neither of your teammates are going, you kind of just have to go. Even if you're not confident you're going to win the ball, it's not always about winning the ball against SRG. It's about pressuring the ball. It's about forcing a touch as early as possible. It's about giving your teammates behind you more time to react. It's about tapping in the midfield. And that's what that play right there by Zixi did. It forced Ahmad to make a double reset play, loses control of the ball, and oh my goodness, what pre-jump. SRG have put it together at the end here with a celebratory goal. And the talented Ahmad, who was completely already up in the air. That was a perfect pass. Ahmad didn't even have to change his trajectory at the last second here. Sandrock win their 7th game in a row on the day, looking dominant in Group A as expected. I'm going to go ahead and refresh the bracket off screen on my other monitor so I can let you guys know what's happening in the other games. Okay, 25 Esports have taken down Mythical in Game 1. 3-0 as well, so I might be pretty off with that prediction. We'll find out later. Remember that in the potential 3-way tie for Group A, should there be one between Mythical, Revolution, and 25 Esports, we will have the winner, or the team with the best game win-loss differential out of those 3 teams finishing second place. Which means that Revolution, they've got to try and get some wins here. Even if they don't beat SRG, they have to try and beat them in at least one game. That being said, I don't think there's any world where they finish ahead of that 3-way tie. I think Revolution if they lose the series to Sandrock, they're just going to need to play in the tiebreaker for 3rd, 4th, no matter what. It would be between Mythical and 25 Esports. .25 Esports just need to sweep Mythical and they guarantee second place for themselves. In the other groups, no result yet between Anka and Nightcrawlers. Anka expected to win that one and top the group. Kings Esports versus Falcons, actually starting off with a win for Kings Esports in overtime game 1. Kings Esports have potentially got a shot of winning that group. They've already beaten Yoga Benito and Troy. Another 1-0 up against Falcons. So what a run by Kings Esports. That is a huge, huge result for them. Furious of Vampires and Suspect. And in Group D, the Evil Esports have beaten the Ultimates in game 1 of their series. That could force a 3-way tie in Group D as well, if Wavy can continue beating Fox, which they currently are doing. So it looked like it was done and dusted. It looked like all the groups were going to be pretty simple, with Falcons winning Group C and the Ultimates winning Group D, but suddenly, not so clear. We've got Evil Esports, Team Wavy, and Kings Esports all trying to force upsets in their respective groups. And speaking of upsets, LGGs, the perfectly placed shot, that's absolutely ideal. In off the top corner to tie up in game 2. Not the best clear by Ahmad to set that one up, though. He kind of just gave the ball away. Own Khaled, I like that actually, that's pretty good. I like that one. Much better stance of the midfield so far this game by Revolution. They have to get out there, challenge SRG. A lot of faith they put in Khaled there by Ahmad, and that's like something that I know Ahmad loves when he's playing with Khaled. He just feels so safe making an advancement upfield. He knows that Khaled is going to waste time the majority of the time. He's going to buy time, I should say, for Ahmad to get back into the game. Quick follow-up by Atom. Again, Khaled is taking control of the back corner, and or it's TRK, sorry, this time. And oh, Khaled not taking control. Ahmad gets crushed in the 50. I spoke too soon. TRK and Khaled looking so similar. Khaled not getting goal side of that ball, gets demoed as well. LGG's with the second goal of the game. Put Revolution in front. Not clean in defense by SRG at all. For both of those goals, they had, you know, an element of their own creation in them. Low Khaled. It's pretty good actually as well. Show Khaled. There's so many variations of a Khaled name. Wow, didn't even realize before today. Let's see how well Revolution can play with the lead. They need to keep up the pressure. They need to keep up the aggression. The worst thing they could do is now sit back in net and wait for SRD to come to them. Gonna keep taking the fight to the midfield. But they're the team trying to force this tiebreaker for the top of Group A. If they can beat SRG in this series, they will at least force a tiebreaker for SRG versus somebody, depending on the scorelines of the other two series. Yeah, no Khaled would be a great name for anyone who's playing ranked with Khaled. You go Khaled and no Khaled. Or it'd be a great name for anybody playing against it. CRK now, setting up that reset. Zixi shuts him down. Nick of time. Khaled looking at that back corner. That's going to be a great bounce for Sandrock to work with. Khaled slow playing. It's a high bounce for Ahmad to play off. Reset for Ahmad. Very difficult to follow up on though. He got into the position extremely quickly there. Didn't have any plan once he arrived. At him. Easily disposes of TRK as well. Khaled, lob pass to the middle. Look at the challenges coming out of Revolution now. They're attacking that midfield a lot earlier than they did in game number 1. TRK still looking menacing on the counter-attack. There are chances for SRG. There's still a long time to go. A hat trick for LGGs. We'll leave Sandrock with a lot more work to do. Mizixi. Very nice pass. Getting an extra touch onto that one. He got 2 touches on the ball as he came off the sidewall there. That really surprised Sandrock Gaming. They did not expect the ball to cover that much distance. And that might be an L plus GG's for Sandrock in the making. We all know that Sandrock are very good at upping the tempo if they are trailing, but that's a really good challenge by Mizixi there. Khaled covers the center ball. Ahmad building up some speed before letting Khaled take over. Back ball covered again by Mizixi. He's such a presence at the moment. Denying SRG chance after chance. They're not even letting them shoot right now, which is a bit frustrating for Sandrock Gaming. Usually so good at creating offensive chances, but defense for their opponents has been brilliant. Oh, until now, but I think Khaled's missed that. He's completely missed the open net. That was absolutely wide open as he can be. Defender gave it to him, and Khaled misses. Absolutely bizarre. Usually Khaled's so good at the open nets. One of his strongest aspects of his historic 1v1 career is his consistency from any position with hard shots, but that one, not even close. I like L plus ratio plus bozo. That's a pretty good one. Some people get really annoyed at ratio tweets. I think they're kind of funny sometimes. Overdone, certainly, but they still have their place. Love to see L plus GGs in the chat. That would be unbelievable. We do have the chat on, so we might be able to see that. Don't know if LGGs has ever done that. It's the first time for everything. And this is going to be the first game loss for Sandrock in Group A today. There were 7 game wins in a row before this. Unless Ahmad can sneak in this tight angle, he's not going to. Khaled giving it a go. Denied by hat-trick hero LGGs. Handing an L to SRG. for the first time of the day, but not quite yet. They're going to keep the ball in the air for just a little bit longer. Very impressive. Complete game plan change by Revolution. They realized their mistake in game number 1. They just were far too passive, showing a bit too much respect to SRG. Now, early challenges coming through regularly, and a much better look for them as a result. Now, in Group B, Sites and Anka are both 1-0 up in their series. That's to be expected. We've got no updates in the scores from the Ultimates, Falcons, or Wavy. Very curious to see how those matches go. It's time to bring in Moon. Yeah, it might be time to bring in Moonrock Gaming. Sandrock is struggling. Where's Senzo? We need to bring him in. The boys are struggling. Now bear in mind, if you ever have a tie in this group format, if there is ever a tie, whether it's a 2-way tie or a 3-way tie for first place in the group, you will have a tiebreaker for the actual first place finish. In a 3-way tie for first place, the team with the worst game win-loss differential will be given third, and then the other two will play a tiebreaker for top 1 and 2. So that is something that Sandrock will need to do. If they lose this series, they will either be in a 2-way tie or a 3-way tie. We're about to find out which. It's going to be 1-1 after 2 games. Revolution might be one of those teams that kind of play to the level of their opponents, it would seem, because they looked really good in that matchup with SRG there. Oh, it's a phenomenal pass. Oh my goodness. Look at this play by Sandrock. Khaled blind pass into the middle, and Ahmad absolutely nails the shot, but that pass from Khaled was disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Very difficult to predict that one, because from that angle, you expect the ball to go anywhere but straight behind Khaled, who's lining it up as if he's going to shoot or pop the ball. That's great pressure, though, from Revolution. Those kind of challenges where you're coming at the ball from a defensive blind spot, ideal against SRG, because they're trying to make those solo plays. You're trying to make those advancements up the field. Every single time there's an interaction, Sandrock are trying to win it. They're not going for even exchanges. They're always trying to go for outplays. They're always trying to go for touches that will outplay an opponent, whether it's a clean outplay or a 50-50. So instead of challenging head-on, coming from those side-on positions can be advantageous against them. Solid at the back from Khaled, dodging the demo and managing to get a touch on the ball as well. Server they're playing on Middle East servers, as you can see by the ping. Little fake challenge by Khaled, followed up by a real one. And now TRK air dribbling high, LGG's reads him. Zixi takes over on the back wall. It's another infield, TRK slams it. LGG's gets the initial save, Khaled's there for the follow-up, it's off the post and wide. It's much better for SRG, quick fire infield passes. They're not slowly lobbing the ball in this game. Every pass is a boomer. Very helpful recovery there by TRK. Khaled would have had to deal with an air dribble bump had it not been for TRK arriving in the scene. Now Khaled, tight angle back wall double. Drops it down for Ahmad. Zixi deflects it clear, but only as far as TRK. Hatem reads him. It's a great read to know exactly what SRG had planned, but Ahmad has actually caught Zixi off guard here. He scores yet another top corner shot, this time on a bounce. Zixi did not expect a shot to be coming in at that angle. Slightly over-rotated into the net, it was not able to turn around in time, and they now trail by 2. Much more explosive game from Sandrock here. Creating a lot of chaos, reacting to said chaos very quickly. It's a very difficult thing to do, because when they're creating all these 50-50s and all these quick-fire passing plays, they need to communicate so well. We saw earlier on in the day that wasn't really happening for SRG. There was quite a few double commits, and that happens when you're trying to play this close. We see teams like BDS do this as well, something Dignitas, teams that like to follow up on each other's passes, follow up on each other's touches as quickly as humanly possible. Communication has to be on point, your synergy has to be on point, otherwise you're just going to look silly double committing on nothing. TRK with a big 50-50 win. Khaled's ready for it. He goes for the crossbar, and what a clear that is. That might just be all the way in. Oh, it's just gone wide. Monster clear, though, off the back wall by Mizixi. Khaled thought by aiming high that he would actually force the whiff from the goalkeeper. Little did he know that they were about to get a back wall clear almost on their net from that position. Now, this is really just leading to nowhere in the back corner for Revolution. Love that they stayed active, though. Third man. Make it a play on the ball instead of rotating out. The aggression in game 2-3 is a lot better from Revolution than the game number 1, where they were playing. I think they were still playing the same style that they used against Mythical, where I think they were probably just giving Mythical a bit more space, not expecting them to do much with it, and I ended up underestimating Mythical severely as they were swept. Every team in the MENA region needs to adapt to SRG when they play them. So nobody really plays with this aggression, this pace. Nobody thrives in the chaos like they do. At least not yet. We're almost down to the final minute now. Mizixi dances to the sidewall, seals the boost, and comes right back into his half. Great control with the possession, but he misreads the ceiling bounce, or lack thereof. And that fizzles the offense for Revolution before it can really get started. Still lots of interceptions of the passes Sandrock are attempting. That ball almost bounced middle for LGGs. Very close to the connection that they were looking for. Now playing third man for SRD. I think TRK got that big boost on respawn. Oh no, he's boost started actually. I can see on the overlay to my left. But you guys, you probably got a better view of that than I do. It's a little small part of the second monitor I've got. For you guys, it is the entire game. Thanks to Sandrock's production team. 30 seconds remaining. Revolution putting up a good end of the game here, good mid-game. But the early plays from SRG were just too much to handle, and they remain the difference in game number 3. Mizixi makes something happen off the back wall. Tough read. And a late dodge by Hatem. Also does not connect. LGG's not able to get anything done. It's too little too late from Revolution. Sandrock win game number 3, put themselves in double match point. And they remain favourites in the group. They remain favourites to make the Winter Major. This group's been actually pretty competitive. I've been very impressed, especially with Mythical, but also with 25 Esports in the first game and the matchup against Sandrock going to overtime. Sandrock have had to fight for these games. It's been far from easy. And elsewhere, 25 Esports are now 2-0 up over Mythical with another 3-0 win. So Mythical having a very strange day. I think they played very well against SRG, got swept. Then they swept Revolution, and now they're being swept by 25 Esports. So 25 Esports, despite losing their first 2 series of the day, being reverse swept by Revolution, swept by SRG, now they're about to get back into the mix and turn this into a 3-way tie between Mythical, Revolution, and 25 Esports. So Group A is wide open here. Group B looks like it's going to be decisive with Scythes and Anka at the top. Anka at the very top, though. And in Group B, Falcons or Group C, I should say, Falcons have equalized with Kings Esports, and Yoga Benito continue beating your throwing. Yet to hear of any Game 2 result from Ultimates versus Evil Esports, though. That is a game that I'm very curious about. It's a must-win for the Ultimates. They've got to be winning that series. They can't afford to drop any more. Sorry about the screen freeze. Not sure why that happened, but we're back in now. Very nice if Hatem is good. Well, that's because Twitch chat told me. I hope it's it was on point. Thanks Twitch chat, not myself. Ultimates are 2 goals up in game 4. Oh, really? 2-1 to Evil Esports. Well, thank you for the update. Looks like Wikipedia's a little bit behind on that one because it says 1-0. Yeah, any more updates in chat, feel free. I'd love to see that. All I'm going to do is refresh the bracket every now and then. Hatem's going to open the scoring here. How safe of an open net was that? No dodge needed. Look at this. Perfect techers. Making sure of it. You know, sometimes when you dodge into those, you just smash the post. And you don't want to be smashing the post against SRG. Chances few and far between. A big gap in the SRG rotation that play, though. Another big chance for Hatem. Hits the bar. He did have to shoot high because Khaled was challenging. He didn't want to get dunked on. And in the counter, TRK slots an undefendable shot. Ahmad chipping it clear. TRK placing his shot well. Mizixi couldn't get there on the rotation back to defense. So it looks like Ultimate's first Evil Esports is going to go to game 5 then, according to you guys. What about Yoga Burrito, Falcons, Kings? Are they early on in the series, or are those scores on like video wrong as well? Great defensive touch there by LGGs. He's not going to get back to that one though. Ahmad makes it 2-1. Everybody just running into the near post area here. And the only player who did have boost is not covered in the part of the net that Ahmad had his eyes on. Hatem maybe expecting a double tap from that position. That's a problem when you're up against Ahmad in the air. You never know what he's going to do. He could be just going straight for net. He could be going for a double tap. Could be going for a flip reset. Could be trying to bump you. He really does have every aspect of the aerial game at his disposal. Full control. So what makes these mechanical teams so difficult to defend against? Teams like Dignitas, teams like Queso, BDS on their day, FaZe. Not sure about you guys, but that for me would be the top 5 mechanical teams in the moment, at the moment in the world. In no particular order: SRG, FaZe, Dig, Queso, BDS. I know that all the NA fans are going to be mauling and saying, "What? NRG, man, NRG mechanics," but I wouldn't put them over BDS personally. Wouldn't put them over BDS. I mean, NRG are more flashy, but BDS are just so good at the solid mechanics. There's more to the game than flip resets and fancy aerials. It's actually one of the reasons I rate SRG's mechanics so highly, is because they've got the ground game down to a T as well. G2? Well, G2's mechanics are impressive, but they've not yet shown enough consistency to really be in that conversation. And the problem for G2 is that they don't really have the ground game to the same level of teams like SRG, FaZe, Dig. Yeah, I did say in no particular order. Like Queso as well, very good in the air, but not as good in the ground. Across the board is Dig, SRG, probably FaZe as well. Talking about mastery of the aerial game, NRG and more than BDS. I don't know, Monkey Moon's pretty good in the air, man. He's pretty good in the air. Definitely faster than anyone on NRG in the air. And Extra looked pretty clean as well in their matchup against NRG. All their matches against NRG, yeah, Extra was just like super clean in the air, very fast. Like, if you're just getting beaten to the ball, like, how can you say that you're the better mechanical team? Like, NRG were just getting dusted over and over again. Like, how is that more mechanical, you know? They definitely didn't look more mechanical in BDS in any of the series that BDS and NRG played against each other. They played 3 times, BDS looked more mechanical 3 times. Therefore, I'd say BDS more mechanical, but you guys can have your own opinion if you want to put NRG top 5. Be my guest. I would disagree. I'd definitely put NRG top 10 though. I think they're definitely up there. SRG running away with this one, running away with Group A. They're going to go once again perfect in a group stage. As Yoga Burrito 3-0 in the final match of Group C. So that's interesting because Yoga Burrito are going to finish off 3rd in Group C, regardless of what happens between Falcons and Kings. And if Scythes can win their last match of Group B and Anka close out their last match as well, Khaled actually dropping a close one there. The bump failed to connect to the back corner. The BO5, I should say. Yeah, we might have a... Well, you know, things continue as they are. We're going to have a Scythes versus Yoga Burrito lower round 1 today. And with SRG confirming the first seed in this group, assuming that we don't have a ridiculous comeback from Revolution here. You guys, if you want SRG to be confirmed for the Winter Major today, you better be rooting for Yoga Burrito to upset Scythes, eliminate Scythes from the tournament. Because should Sandrock make top 6 by winning this group, Scythes are the only team who can catch them. They're the only team who can catch up to Sandrock in overall points. So Scythes being eliminated from the event would guarantee Winter Major for Sandrock Gaming. That being said, I don't think Scythes are going to lose to Yoga Benito. Yoga Benito have a lot of potential, but I think Scythes are going to be too good for them. I expect Scythes to make a lower bracket run and also make top 6. Maybe even go all the way, get into the grand final again. But also remember that tomorrow, since Sandrock are going to be playing in the upper semi-final, that they will be playing for Major in that upper semi-final. And who they're going to be playing against in that upper semi-final is either Evil Esports or the Ultimates, who are currently playing a Game 5 to decide who tops Group D. Winner of that will play against Sandrock. And if Sandrock win that, they will make the Major. Simple as that. Regardless of what Scythes do. So those are your 2 things you need to keep an eye on. Keep an eye on Scythes matchup today. If they lose, Sandrock make Major. If Sandrock win tomorrow against either the Ultimates or Evil Esports in the upper semi-final, Sandrock make Major. Simple as that. And I'm just going to check what the score is between the Ultimates and Evil Esports. L plus GG's. Looks like the Ultimates are winning with 3 minutes and 30 remaining. They're 2-1 up against Evil Esports. They're trying to complete the reverse sweep in that matchup, so definitely head over to the Rocket League MENA stream if you want to see the conclusion of that one. Winner of that plays against SRG tomorrow. And I believe that Scythes and Anka are going to close out the wins in Group B, confirming Scythes versus Yoga Benito lower bracket round 1 later today. Falcons versus Kings Esports is also still ongoing to decide who wins Group C. So that's pretty cool. Winner of that will play against Anka, should Anka finish the win against Nightcrawlers. They're currently leading 2-0 in that matchup. But yeah, I think I'm going to throw a raid over to... Are we good, Moon, to throw a raid over to... I actually can't raid. What am I doing? Yeah, do you want to throw a raid over or a host over to the Rocket League MENA stream? Just to see if we can bump them up over 20k. They're at 19.6. We need to get them over 20k. Remember, the winner of the match that is currently happening on the Rocket League MENA channel will play against Sandrock tomorrow. And that's Sandrock playing for their Winter Major spot. And the stream will not end there. The lower bracket round 1 will be played today, so Scythes will probably be on the main stream after that. I imagine that they would raid the or I imagine they'd put the Scythes match on stream, since it does decide the Winter Major potentially. Oh, will there be a tiebreaker? Revolution are going to be 1-2. Oh, yeah, there will be a tiebreaker. Okay, so what's it going to be? It looks like it's going to be Revolution versus Mythical in a tiebreaker for Group A. Before we get into the Scythes matchup later on. Yeah, Scythes is Fahad's team. Fahad X and Evil, I think. Yeah. IX, I should say. Fahad, IX, and Evil. And... yeah, so there's going to be a tiebreaker between, I think, Revolution and Mythical. Unless Revolution's score has not been updated yet. Let me check. It might be actually Revolution and 25 Esports. Who is it? Nah, it's going to be Revolution and Mythical. I'm pretty sure, because 25 Esports swept Mythical. So it's going to be Mythical Revolution playing that tiebreaker for Group A 3rd spot. Following that, the lower bracket round 1 will be played. Most likely that will be Scythes versus Yoga Benito. Yep, that's also confirmed. Scythes and Anka swept their last games. Anka top Group B. Scythes 2nd place. Yoga Benito 3rd place in Group C, guaranteed. So that means that they will be playing against each other, I believe. Unless... Oh, wait a minute. Did I read this wrong earlier on? Hold on. No, it's not Group C and B and C. This changed. It's Group C and D. And it's Group B and A now. I swear that was different earlier on. Maybe they changed it. Okay, so it looks like on Wikipedia, I'm not sure if this is accurate. I think it is, because Wikipedia is usually accurate. It actually looks like the winner of Mythical Revolution will be playing against Scythes in lower bracket round 1. So obviously, yeah, Scythes have got to win that. There's just no way. Revolution and Mythical look decent today, but they did not look Scythes level. So I think Scythes are going to be fine. The Ultimates have beaten Sandrock Gaming as well. Sandrock Gaming, maybe not tomorrow. Maybe they'll beat them tomorrow and make the Middle East region very, very interesting for the last day of the event. But yeah, not yet. Hopefully that's not foreshadowing for you guys. But yeah, okay. That's Ultimate's guaranteed top of Group D. The only remaining match to be confirmed is Falcons versus Kings, which is currently tied, I believe. That's not being streamed. But if you tune into the MENA stream, which is about to get raided, you will, I'm sure, be informed of all of the final standings for the day. Yeah, be sure to check out lower bracket round 1 when it starts. So I think there's going to be a tiebreaker, then lower bracket round 1. Stay tuned in the MENA stream for your drops and results until then. And I'll see you guys on my channel later if you want to swing by. I'll be back live. I'm going to take a break, go eat something, but I'll be back to watch some NA Rocket League. Thanks for Sandrock Gaming. Thanks to Sandrock Gaming for having me, as always. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream, albeit a bit scuffed at the start. And I'll see you guys soon for more, hopefully. Until then, take care. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you later for some NA action.